make a move in the ring. You can hit me with a word you fling.
Hey guys, how is it going? It's Nick Atkin on the Post-Fight Podcast. My guests, as usual, are John Yonko and Chris EB MMA. Chris is over here in Hong Kong, John in Korea. We're going to break down UFC 253 this weekend. Huge fight, Adesanya v Costa. Two big title fights. Got Dom Reyes v Jan Blachowicz. John, how's everything going to you? We haven't done this for a while. You keeping well?
Definitely, man. You know how life is life, man. Like COVID, that's just life now. We don't have anything. You know, it's frustrating, but what can you do? You know, I want to travel and go to events and stuff like that, but we can't. So just got to do these things for the rest of our lives.
Damn, John, you're normally the chipper one. You're bringing everyone up, but today you seem glum. We got to put a smile on that face. Chris, how are you feeling? Can you help John feel happy today?
Goodbye, guys. Oh, sorry. I don't know if I'm going backwards or forwards. I watched Tenet last week, so I don't know which way's forward, which way's back. Don't know if you got that one, guys.
Well, I haven't seen it, but I know it's the only movie that's out, so yeah, maybe I'll go see it. Anyway, let's break down some fights. This is what we're here for. Yeah, as I said, Adesanya v Costa. This is the main fight. I'm going to scroll up here. Guys, we're gonna get your picks and your predictions. We'll start with you, John. Who are you picking? Izzy or Paulo Costa for the middleweight championship on Fight Island?
This is a very tricky pick, of course, like any other title fight. Both guys coming in undefeated. You got two strikers, so most likely there won't be any wrestling. I'll be extremely surprised if there is any wrestling. But man, it's one of the craziest fights, I think, in middleweight history. You know, we like to say that all the time, but I think it is. Like, look at the odds, man. It's so tight. Minus 180. Is it 160 for Adesanya and plus 135 for the underdog Costa. I'm gonna go with Costa in this one. I feel like Costa, he's gonna be able to move forward, throw hard, and then just continue with that over and over and over until he knocks out Adesanya. Adesanya is going to be backpedaling, and he's great off the back foot. He's great at countering. I just think that Costa will be able to take the punches, and I think that Costa will eat 2 or 3 to just land that one. And that's what's going to happen. It's not going to happen like the Yo Romero fight. Yo Romero fought that fight totally wrong. I don't understand who his coaches are and what was the game plan going into that fight. But I don't think Costa is going to make that mistake. He's going to go in there, push forward, pump the gas hard for however long it takes. It might even take to the 5th round, and it's going to be a war, but I think Costa is going to be able to land those hard punches, those shots to the body, and then it's going to open up the head, and it's going to be night. And I don't like to say that because I like to support the guys that are from this side of the world, from New Zealand, from Australia, from Asia, but we're making picks, so I'm going to go with Costa, man. I think that he's going to be the new champion, and it's going to be fun to see that because it's going to be a rematch, and I want the rematch. I want to see those fights come in and the rematches to come up, and it's going to happen. But Costa, man, he's going to go in there, throw bombs for 5 rounds, and one of those bombs is going to land, and we're going to see, like I said, a new champion.
Wow, going for the eraser. Chris, do you think Paulo Costa has got the gas tank though to go 5 rounds with Adesanya? Do you think Adesanya's going to pick him off? What's your pick?
Yeah, I do question the gas tank of Costa a touch. He hasn't got as much experience over 5 rounds as Adesanya, but then he has proved himself to be an exemplary athlete in every single way. The reason I really would say to anyone, I think a lot of people after the UL fight and the Gastelum fight where Adesanya had an absolute war, I think people are forgetting actually just how good a counter striker he is. And I think if he can get out of those that first round, those first 2 rounds, without taking a lot of damage. I think he should just be able to counter-strike Costa over the whole 5 rounds and win on points. I would like to see Costa actually mix up his striking a little bit more. Adesanya's never really been tested with body shots, and that would be something very interesting to see. But I would just have to favour the last stylebender in this fight. And I probably actually think it's going to go the 5 rounds. They haven't been knocked out, either of them, in their MMA careers. And I don't see it happening this weekend. I think we're in for an absolute war.
All right, well, if you don't know, then these guys are split as well, so it makes it even more difficult to make your pick if you're putting money on it.
I want to add something to this fight, though.
Go ahead,
When you look at Adesanya, he was in that war with Gastelum, right? And I feel like Adesanya, he learned from that fight. Like, he showed everybody, the world, the MMA world, that he could get into a war and win a fight. But now he's holding the title, and I said earlier that this will be a war, but I feel like it might not be a war. It will be Adesanya moving backwards, kind of like what Chris said, counter striking and staying away from as much damage as he possibly can. And I think his coaches are planning for that. I think their game plan will be to stay far away, and it's just going to be Costa chasing him around. And what I see is that Costa's going to chase him around, but he's going to end up being able to clip him and win this fight. And that's what I see, you know what I mean? But yeah, I would like to see a war. I would like to see them go toe to toe. But yeah, Chris just reminded me it probably won't be a war. It will be Adesanya moving back and kind of like chipping away at the legs and jabbing away and maybe if he does clip him a little bit, he could go in for the kill. But maybe that could work against him and Costa will clip him in that exchange as well. So we'll see what happens. I'm not like a technical mastermind, but watching these two guys fight over the years, man, it's going to be a great fight. That's all I know. And if it's over in 1 minute or if it goes all 5 rounds, it's going to be entertaining.
All right, what about this one then, guys? Dominick Reyes v. Jan Blachowicz for the vacant light heavyweight title. John Jones is moving up to heavyweight. Chris, we'll start with you. Let's mix it up. Dom or Jan?
Yeah, almost everyone I'm speaking to fancies Dominick Reyes. Dominick Reyes has the more impressive resume in a way, but there's something about Jan Blachowicz in this fight. Just his mentality, seeing what he's been saying in interviews. And I do actually expect a little bit of an upset here. I think Jan's going to put it on him. I think Dominick Reyes may be overconfident from his performance in the John Jones fight. And I think Jan is going to catch him in the 3rd round. I think he's going to knock him out.
John, are you backing the legendary Polish power over the...
I want to. I love Jan, and I want to back him, but man, when you look at him skill for skill, man, on paper, the Dominick Reyes is an animal. I look at Dominick Reyes being in the same position as Johnny Hendricks a few years ago when you remember when he fought GSP and he lost that close decision, and a lot of people thought Johnny Hendricks won, and then GSP he retired, right? He left the division, and then the vacant title, was up for grabs, and Johnny Hendricks went in against Robbie Lawler and won the fight. I see the same thing happening in this one. I feel like Dominick Reyes, he's still hungry for that title, and he showed us in that fight against John Jones that he is as good or maybe even better than John Jones. And in this fight, he's just going to prove it again. And this fight is going to be a war, man. This one is going to be a war. I feel like this one is not going to be like one-sided. It's going to be back and forth, and someone could get finished, but most likely it's going to go to the decision. And I see Reyes coming out with it, unanimous, or maybe even a split. I don't know. But it's going to be close, but I see Reyes winning. I see him doing the same thing Johnny Hendricks did a few years back. And and it's going to be one of those fights, I think, that we're going to be talking about. I think we'll talk about this fight more than we'll talk about the Costa Adesanya fight when it's all said and done.
I tend to agree. I think this will be fight of the night. Reyes there was the slight favorite, I think, or moderate favorite. Yes, that's it. Minus 260. Hyon a plus 205, moderate underdog. Make of that what you will. But guys, let's keep going on this card. It kind of drops off a little bit from there, but it is setting the bar high with 2 title fights. But then we've got City Kickboxing's own Kai of France against Brandon Royval. John, what's your pick for this one?
Man, this is my pick for fight of the night. You know, there's so many good fights, but I think this will be the fight of the night on the main card at least. I spoke to both these guys. If you go to the SCMP MMA YouTube page, you can see both those interviews. Kai France, man, he's had I think he's like 5 fights deep into his UFC career. Brandon, he's only had 1, but he came in on short notice and got a sick submission victory over Tim Elliott in a war where he got fight of the night. This is a great matchup. I think this is a huge opportunity for both guys, but more for Brandon because he only has 1 fight and he's hopping in against the number 7 guy on a pay-per-view card. That is a huge opportunity for him to come out and have that breakout performance. But I feel that Kai France is just too experienced. He's too well-rounded. He just knows how to win fights. And Brandon's I think he's gonna step into the cage and he's gonna realize this and he's gonna learn a lot from this fight. But I feel like he's gonna lose a decision. They're gonna bang and they're gonna have fight of the night. It's gonna be fun to watch. They're gonna be scrambling. But yeah, Kai, he's gonna come out on top and step further closer to the title shot that he wants.
Yeah, Chris, John took the words out of my mouth there. You think Kai Front's going to be putting himself in title contention if he gets a win here? And is he even your pick? Sorry, I didn't even ask you that.
Yeah, 100%. If he wins this, he'll be right into title contention. City Kickboxing, especially with this card, the 4 fighters are kind of flavor of the month right now, or flavor of the week as it is in the UFC. And yeah, Kai France is fantastic. And I actually think this is a very, very easy matchup for him. It's a little bit of a mismatch. He's got a reach advantage despite being about 10 centimeters smaller. He's the more powerful fighter, the bigger built. And yeah, I actually think he's just going to punch and kick his way through all of his defense and slowly wear him down.
All right. Well, there you have it, guys. Let's check the odds again quickly. He is moderate favorite, Kai, minus 225. And Brandon Royval, a plus 180, slight underdog with Tapology. Forgot to say thank you to Tapology for giving us these odds and these fighter pages. Let's move down the card, though, guys. We've now got Ketlien Vieira against Sijara Eubanks. John, we'll start with you. What's your pick on this one?
Eubanks just fought like 2-3 weeks ago, and she's hopping in on short notice. And I know what Chris is going to say about this. He's like, he doesn't like this too much. Of course, we know this. But stylistically, if Eubanks can get this to the floor, if she can get takedowns on Vieira, she'll win this fight. 3 rounds, decision. I don't see it really a finish. But, man, Vieira, she's a monster. And she was knocked out in her last fight. But I feel like she's going to come in here and show us why she's a contender in this division, and she's going to finish Eubanks. Yeah, I don't really like her coming in on short notice like this after she went 15 minutes hard on the ground with Julia Avila. So, yeah, I'm taking the Brazilian. I'm taking her to take this fight to the 2nd or 3rd round and finish this fight. You know, it doesn't matter where, it's just going to happen. I think she's going to wear down Eubanks, and Eubanks is going to feel that gas tank on empty, and you know, and she's not going to be able to take the onslaught.
I've said it again. I'm banging the steel drum, but yeah, you just can't fight that close together. And I actually think that they've been doing this a little bit with some of the women in the women's divisions, where they're a little bit long in the tooth and they don't have the greatest records, and they seem to be getting them these really fast turnarounds with women with really good records who don't have much experience in the promotion, but maybe 8-1, or in this case 10-1 or 8-2. While they have a much bigger experience and a much better record, I do feel like this is the UFC trying to bring in some new talent. I actually think Sijara Eubanks would probably be a favorite, or it would be bang on even. Probably the odds would be much closer to that if she would have had 3 months to prepare for this fight rather than a very quick turnaround. And it wasn't like it was a 1 minute or 2 minute knockout like Chimaev. She did go 15 minutes. So it will be a test of fitness, but will be an interesting fight to see. But either way, it's going to be good. Love Sijara Eubanks. Love to see her move up in the rankings. And Vieira will just be a bit of a new blood.
How about this one? Hakeem Dawodu against Zubaira Tukhugov. Yeah, what's your pick, John? We'll start with you again.
Man, this is I've always heard so many good things about Zubaira and how
This is the guy that jumped in the cage, right, with Conor after the Khabib fight, and he spent a lot of time down at Tiger Muay Thai. So the guys down there, they tell me that this guy is an animal, and he just hasn't fought up to his ability yet. So maybe we'll be able to see this in this fight. They're basically even. I favor Zubaira to win this fight in Abu Dhabi. Man, he's good and he's a great striker, but I feel like Zubaira is just overall his skill set. He can take this fight anywhere. And when you got a guy like him that could take the fight anywhere and is strong, especially in the grappling, Hakeem, he just seems like he loves to strike, and Zubaira probably will dump him on his back and see what he can do from his back, and that's not going to work out too well for Hakeem. I think Zubaira is going to win this fight, most likely in a decision. I don't know if he's going to finish him, but yeah, it's going to be a fun fight to watch. I don't know if it's going to be like a contender for fight of the night, but yeah, I see Zubaira winning this fight. Chris, any arguments from you? What's your take?
Yeah, I could see a performance maybe for Dawodu in this fight. Canada's own. I think he's fantastic striker. Zubaira as well is fantastic ground game. And it's pretty even matchup. The one thing that concerns me with Tukhugov is I actually really, really like him in every card he's ever on. He always gives one of the best performances in a single round. And a lot of his losses, a lot of his split decision wins, split decision draws, the Lerone Murphy draw, he seems to be very choppy. He can't ever seems to put together the whole 15 minutes, but he seems to have a very good round and then take his the gas off a little bit and just find him a bit inconsistent. I think if he has one bad round, I think Dawodu actually has the power to put him away. So I think it's really tight. I could see a performance bonus. I could even see a fight of the night. And I'm actually going to go with Dawodu.
All right. Well, as John said, it is near even. So make of that what you will. What about the prelims, guys? Take your pick. What should people be looking out for on the prelims? We'll start with you, Chris.
Well, I mean, look, if you just want a bit of a legend of the game, having a great fight, what's going to be a great scrap, you want to see a bit of claret, a bit of blood, a bit of violence, I think Diego Sanchez versus Jake Matthews, I think that's the one. I think we're going to see two guys really go at each other. Diego Sanchez with all the experience, and Jake Matthews is just a man who likes to walk forward and bring his A game.
Yeah, John, Stephen Bonner is going to be cornering Diego Sanchez, I think. If you like your tough reunions, that's going to be fun, isn't it, for the fans?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's Diego Sanchez, man. Every time he seems like he's the underdog, he comes in and wins the fight somehow. I think that's going to happen here. I think everybody thinks that Jake Matthews is going to come in and steamroll Diego Sanchez, and I think Diego Sanchez is going to just surprise everybody and win probably a very controversial decision like he always does. Yeah. Like he gets beat up in the first round or two, and he somehow turns it around and wins the fight on some crazy judges' scorecards or something. And that's how I say it could happen. But I think the storyline here for this card is City Kickboxing. They have 4 guys fighting on this card. They got Shane Young, they got Brad Riddell, they got Kai Kara France and Adesanya. And they've had a good track record of winning almost all their fights when multiple fighters are on the same card. And I wonder if this is going to happen this weekend. I wonder if it's going to happen this weekend. Are they going to be able to continue that streak? And some of the matchups, man, it's interesting. Like Shane Young, man, he hasn't fought in like 2 years. So is he going to be able to come back and win this fight against Klein, this is a really, really short notice fight. He was supposed to fight Nate Landwehr, and Nate pulled out. I feel like last week he pulled out this fight. So we'll see if that has any effect on him. And you see what happens with a lot of the guys that come in on short notice. They surprise everybody and win their fights, even finish the guy that they faced off against. It's been happening. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, I'm just interested to see if City Kickboxing can keep that train going, because they've been doing really well the last couple of years. And a lot of people talk about Brad Riddell, and they're very high on him. And and he's a great fighter. He's really tough. And I feel like this matchup is something that's tailor-made.
John?
Huh? What's up?
Who do you fancy in this fight? Who would be your pick in this fight? Are you going with Riddell?
Yeah, I'm going with Riddell because I feel like this fight is somewhat tailor-made for him. Like it's a fight that they kind of put together last minute because they need to put Brad on this card, and they just said, okay, let's find some guy to fight him. They didn't really find the best matchup to kind of like elevate him up in the ranks, because I don't feel like this fight is going to elevate him anywhere in the ranks. It's just gonna kind of like keep him where he is. So I see Brad coming in and fighting real hard, and he's a tough guy to knock out or finish. So he's gonna win this fight no matter what, I feel. But like the other ones, they're kind of iffy, you know what I mean? Like I'm picking against Adesanya, and I feel like Kai will win, and Shane Young, that one is really tricky. But I feel like he's really the favorite in that fight, just because he's just a tough. Can we say it on this? Can we say it? He's a tough,
Yeah, why not? Someone said the other day.
He's a right. He's a that's the Australian New Zealand. He's a right. Like they all love to say it. So
that's gonna get us demonetized, definitely.
Okay. Oh, really? Man, come on. There's guys spreading like conspiracy theories about COVID, and we can't say tough. Come on.
Yeah. Come on.
I don't know how to bleep stuff out. I'm going to just have to edit that one out, John. Thanks.
All right.
Say he's a tough son of a gun.
Yes, he's a tough son bitch.
That'll do, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, all right, guys. Any other fights on this card anyone should look out for?
No, it's a bit weak before that, I think. Nothing really pops out.
It feels like one of those cards where you got 2 title fights as the main event. That's what people are going to pay for. You don't need to stack it too much more, do you?
Well, the American, what is it? Alan is fighting on the card. William Knight.
Oh yeah,
that guy. He's built like he's a 205er, but he's built like a bodybuilder, a heavyweight bodybuilder.
Panther. Okay.
Yeah, he's the American Panther. That's right. He's like the nightmare, nickname. William Knight. Did you see his fight on the Contender Series? He knocked out his opponent like real fast. It was pretty violent, and he's taking on Alexa. What's his name? Alexa. Yeah, Alexa or something like that. Kumar. He's a guy that trains with Stipe. He's part of Stipe's camp. He's one of Stipe's guys. But I feel like this one is going to be a violent fight too, man. I think someone's getting knocked out, right? Someone's going to sleep in this fight, and it's most likely going to be Alexa, and the American Panther is going to prevail.
Yeah, I think as well with this card that makes it so interesting is that it actually, especially if Yan wins, it once again pushes this narrative over the last few years of the UFC internationalizing it and internationalizing its stars. Because, I mean, if Yan is to win, I think that only leaves us with Usman and Miocic that are American, that are champions, which is quite an odd state for the sport.
There you go. Chris bringing the stats again. Are you going to be keeping a running tally of Brits on Fight Island? We got another 5 shows, I think, or is it going to be
a few Brits? With this one, they've tend to go with stacking it with City Kickboxing.
Yeah,
and I think you probably have to wait for all the cards to come out, because it wouldn't surprise me if they have a few cards stacked with Russians, a few cards stacked with Polish, because the talent is out there, especially in those countries. They have organizations out there that have pretty high standards.
All right, forgot to say, Chris, great shirt. Yeah. John, where's yours?
I don't have one.
We'll send
I
one
need to
to you
send
in the
one.
post.
Shit. I got like 25 of them here. What size? Large, medium?
I don't know. What is it? Asian sizes or European sizes? What kind of sizes you got?
I think this is European.
You
I'm in
see
a
me.
medium.
You seen how big I am, so you should probably figure it out, right? I don't know, like what the size.
I reckon a large. I've got a lot of
There you
larges
go.
to give away.
There you
Everyone
go.
goes for a medium here. Anyway,
Are you medium, Nick?
just about fitting
Yeah.
into it at the moment. You know, still carrying a little bit of holiday weight. You know,
Yeah.
around the gut.
There wasn't a holiday in like months.
Corona
Had 3
weight.
weeks off. Corona weight, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's back to the
That weight's
grind.
never gonna come off. I think
No.
everybody has Corona weight, and it's just gonna be there. So
I know what you mean, yeah. Yeah, well, maybe these podcasts can help me stay on the straight and narrow because I want to stay focused, guys. We got a lot coming up. Next 5 weeks going to be tough.
Is
Hope you're
there
up for
one?
the challenge, guys?
Is there one championship coming up anytime soon? When's the next one?
Yeah, well, October 9th. I know where it is, but I'm not allowed to say.
isn't it in Beijing? They already said it.
No, they scrapped it from Beijing. If you look
Are
on
you
their
talking about the
website,
one, the Samo versus Tona?
yeah, there's no location on it on their
Oh,
website.
okay. I thought they said Beijing. I was like, man, Beijing is bold, right? Like
Yeah.
that's where like Corona started, like in
Yeah.
China. Like I would think like that would be the last place you would have an event. But man, I was like, Beijing, let's do it. Let's see what you can do.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be where you think it will be.
Seoul, South Korea. I've heard inside information. So breaking news. One championship. Next
Yeah.
event will be in Seoul, South Korea. Everybody comes into the country, has to do a 2-week quarantine just to step foot into the country. So that's not going to happen. Come on.
I guess
one's coming here.
as well, if anyone's looking for MMA out there, this Friday in the Middle East, UAE Warriors, Sasha Palatnikov, Chai Lewis Parry, a banging card, former number one championship contender at heavyweight.
Yes, we have to give our guy a shout out, Sasha Palatnikov. I'm trying to find the card here. But yeah, he's going to be fighting for the first time in how long? Nearly a year, right, guys? Because he fought for UAE Warriors last year, lost to Munir Lazez, which turned out, Lazez looked pretty damn good in his UFC debut. So, yeah, let's see what Sasha can do. He says he's been working really hard on his skills since
he's
he moved to
returning
Las
from
Vegas.
knee surgery too, right?
Yeah.
So see what happens. But he's training over there in Las Vegas with one of the best teams in the world at Syndicate. So we'll see what he looks like in this fight coming up. You know what I mean? I'm excited to see what happens with him. You know what I mean? It could be one step closer to the UFC, first Hong Kong based or Hong Kong born fighter in the UFC.
Okay.
That's what he wants to be. We got to support that.
Got to,
Yeah.
100%.
I've got the card here, I think, or at least his.
There's a fight on there, the only women's fight. Or there's one women's fight. It's probably going to determine like which girl goes to the UFC. So I would keep an eye out on that too. But yeah, here's Sasha. He's facing off against Omar Hussein.
Nice stuff. Trying to find, where's the whole damn card? You'd think Sasha would have posted it, right? Come on, Sasha.
Oh yeah, UAE Warriors. Got to go to UAE Warriors.
Are they on Twitter?
Yeah.
All right, I'll type use Warriors. That's the thing. Okay, they have not posted anything. Guys, this is terrible. Come on. All right, I'm going to get on the Instagram. You two talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, as well.
Go ahead.
The Chai Lewis Parry Fabio Maldonado fight will be fantastic. Actually, I like Chai Lewis Parry. I think he's got a great personality. Always fun, always funny. Love all of his social media. It's really a shame everything that's happened to him in other organizations. But hopefully here he can get gold, and then maybe from there, I think he's probably still got a go at him to maybe get in the UFC one day.
Is he there already?
Sasha?
Chai is in UAE.
Oh, is he there
yeah.
already? Okay, I was like, we need to really figure that out because if he's not there already, then I don't think that fight would have been happening. But as long as he's there already, is Fabio there? That's another question.
Yeah.
Hopefully he is. But yeah, like there's the card right there. Oh, 2 Koreans are fighting on there. Red Horse, he's the co-main event, and we got Jigsaw's fighting on it. You know what I mean? We got Tariq Suleiman, who's actually the middleweight champion, or actually I think he's the light heavyweight champion, and Tariq, but he's fighting a non-title fight. We got Ollie Thompson versus Chris Barnett. That's a pretty good matchup right there. That heavyweight fight.
Looks
Both
good,
guys fought in road in the heavyweight tournament or open weight tournament. I think that fight was supposed to happen a few years back. Ollie Thompson versus Chris Barnett. You know a funny story about Ollie Thompson and Chai Lewis Perry, right? Ollie Thompson was gonna fight for the heavyweight title, and then him and Chai are friends, and what Ollie did was he stepped aside and fought Tariq for the light heavyweight title, and then gave Chai the opportunity to fight for the heavyweight title. Chai won, and Ollie, got I think he got knocked out by Tariq. But yeah, Ollie is such a good guy, man, for doing that for Chai, and you see what happened. Now they're fighting again on the same card. Yeah, there's some good matchups here, good names. The Jaguar, you see that? The Jaguar,
Yeah.
he's fighting at catchweight. That guy is a guy to look out for. He's pretty crazy. His last fight was very controversial.
So do you think Casey O'Neill has a good chance in this fight?
Yeah, I favor Casey O'Neill to go in there and just take it to the ground and get the submission real fast. Christina, she's a striker. I don't know how well versed she is in her wrestling and on the ground. Casey will probably try to strike with her at least somewhat, but once it gets to the ground, man, Casey's so strong on the ground. She's like glue. Once she gets onto you and latches on, man, she's an animal. So I could see her just taking it, to the ground, getting to that mount and just pounding away and just getting maybe a TKO. But hopefully Christina can keep her distance and try to pick her apart from the outside. But yeah, I favor Casey to go in there and win this fight. And what Casey told me, she told me that if she wins this fight, she's going to Vegas, flying from Abu Dhabi to Vegas and waiting for her shot for the UFC. That's what she's going to do.
Nice. All right. Well, other than that, guys, I guess it's keep your eyes peeled for one championship announcement tomorrow, I think is going to come about the next few cards we can expect. I've just wrapped up a couple of cool interviews with Ong Lan Sang and Martin Nguyen. You can see that on SCMP MMA. And Victoria Lee, younger sister of Christian and Angela Lee. John, you got anything else coming to the channel soon?
Yeah, I got a interview coming real soon with Arlene Blanco. She's going to fight Chris Cyborg for the Bellator featherweight title on October 10th, I believe. It's going to be one of the first fights on CBS in the States, man. I'm glad CBS is getting into the business with Bellator, man. That's big news for them. Yeah, man. MMA, man, it doesn't stop. COVID, Black Plague, bubonic plague, it's going to keep going, man. They're going to find fighters to fight, and the business is going to keep rolling, and we can continue with these podcasts.
Yeah. Chris, who you got coming for the channel? Come on.
Yeah, I gotta get my ass together.
We need to do, Chris needs to do like these segments. We need to have Chris film like little short, like 1 minute segments, and we could put them on the channel. Like, who should you not bet on? That's what Chris should focus on. Like, don't bet on this guy, or bet on this guy. Put the house on him. I think that'll be a good angle.
Yeah. Chris's corner, something like that.
Chris's corner.
I'm open to ideas if you have any. Come on.
Of course,
all right, guys. let's wrap it up there then, because I need to go edit all these videos and do some work. All right, John, thanks again. Chris, thank you as always. Thanks everyone for watching, and hopefully Sasha will all be cheering for you on Friday if you're watching. Good luck, man.
Good luck, Sasha.
Yeah, man. Anyway, yeah, thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you all again next time.
Hey guys, Sasha Platnikoff here, letting you know to tune in to SCMP post-fight for all your weekly martial arts news.